You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
It's going to be one of those days. I can just feel it's going to be one of those days.
Me and Denise
Oh
Good job we never went to school together.
Oh, God.
Blimey.
Welcome to your Monday Loose Women, kicking off your bumper bank holiday show alongside me, Kay Adams. It's Brenda Edwards and the Mad Aunties, Denise Welch and Nadia Sawala. Coming up, as one school in America reintroduces corporal punishment, or more specifically, swatting the buttocks, after parents said that they wanted more discipline, we're asking, do teachers here need more powers to discipline pupils? One man has written what is being dubbed a hookup audit of questions that you should ask on your first date, including asking someone if they've had any work done. So is it okay to ask someone if they've had plastic surgery on a first date? And she shot to fame on Love Island, but since leaving the show, Amy Hart has opened up about her desire to one day have a family, a dream that saw her freeze her eggs and even make plans to have IVF alone. Well, Amy joins us for a rather unexpected and very special update today. Find out what that is at 1:15. So, nice to see you. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. Now, you two, Brenda and Nadia, are going makeup-free for today's show. We'll reveal what that's all about a bit later on. But Brenda, first of all, how's the old leg doing?
The leg, I've got a good update in the fact that I've still got a boot on, but I've doing physio now, so I've got about 6 weeks worth of physio to get the strength back up, because obviously I broke my ankle in 3 places and the muscle just wasted away to half the size. So that was a bit.
You didn't even have heels on, did you?
I didn't even have heels.
Asking me what kind of shoes you were
Oh
wearing.
no, it was trainers. I had trainers, and it was literally, I slipped like I was on a sheet of ice. And went down on my bum.
But it hasn't stopped you, though. My goodness, you're such a powerhouse. I mean, you organised that incredible event for Jamal's.
Oh, yeah, it was Jamal's birthday on Wednesday. What day are we today? See, I've lost all
Wednesday, last
week Wednesday.
Bank holiday Monday.
It would have, on the 24th of August, he would have been 32. So myself and his sister and the rest of the SB team, we threw a birthday party for him, and it was amazing. There were, my gosh, there were like 2,000 and odd people there. Wow. Judy came. There's me without makeup again.
Judy enjoyed it, didn't she?
Judy had a right full on of food, music, entertainment. She was chatting up Stormzy, chatting up Dave, Ed, everybody. It was just.
Did she not get a taxi home?
Yeah, she got a taxi. Well, she got a lift home with Stormzy. Yeah.
I'm so annoyed with Judy because she's only around the corner from me. She should have passed me.
She should have knocked you up first.
Oh,
But it was such a lovely. You know, everybody that just gave their services for free, because obviously it's going to the trust and everything. It was so overwhelming. A lot of tears, but a lot of joy.
That's a massive thing to put something like that on, you know. He would be just so amazing.
And what about you, Judith Chalmers? What have you been up to?
Judith Chalmers, for those old enough to remember, I have had a... Oh, my God. Of Judy. Oh, wish you were here. The perfect show for me. Just saying. We have done quite a bit of holiday.
Can I just ask that you stop dressing up Lincoln in your bathing suits?
Listen, that started because don't watch, Kay. Like I say to people who don't like this show, don't stalk my Instagram if you don't want to see my husband in my swimming costume.
Here we go.
Here we go. It started off because he was taking the mickey out of those of us who influence, and because of my costume, oh my God, he's going to die. It's one thing being on Instagram.
It's a completely different thing on
telly.
telly.
He's actually had a company called Budgies who make gold things for men come forward to him. So maybe his life as an artist is now. Turn it down. Anyway, so we had poor Lincoln.
Me too, Brenda. Me too.
We had a great holiday. We took my mum-in-law. She lost someone very close to us all, and we took her away on a cruise. And for anybody out there who has said, I don't fancy cruising, it is honestly, Brenda, isn't it?
I love cruising.
It is just the best. It's the first one I've never done as sort of normally a bit of a talk or a bit of a Q&A. But we went down the Italian Riviera. We went to Villefranche, up to Nice, met McGiff.
Oh, God.
You know,
great.
another, there's my mum-in-law, Jen. Another, she was another... Is that the way she would hear music?
We're really going for this, aren't we? We're really going for
That's
it.
hilarious. Oh,
Actually, bring back Lincoln.
Oh, my God, just wait till you're on Strictly. I'm going to be so bitchy about you. I really am.
Actually, on that, Denise was telling me out the back there, I don't know if you guys can find this, that there is a video of you somewhere saying you are happy about being on
I am happy,
'Cause I
full
said
stop.
to
You
you-
don't get that often, do you?
It's on Instagram.
I said to Kay this morning, are you excited about Strictly? And she went, yeah, like that. That is
Just
about...
don't do excitement.
Oh, they've got it, they've got it. Let's have a
just
look.
don't do
I want to see
excitement.
the proof.
Oh, right, there we go.
How I feel about doing Strictly. And
That's me
up until now,
excited.
I've said,
That's
"Oh, I don't
Denise's
know,
first
I'm
holiday
nervous, I'm
cruise."
nervous." All of that is true. But actually, I can unequivocally say I am
Oh,
so happy that I've agreed because it has reconnected me with real people.
I hate seeing me on the telly.
Honestly,
Well, you're going to have to get used to it.
Oh,
Honestly.
my God.
Oh, wait.
people at home, we were having such a laugh in the makeup room.
Oh, my God.
Because Kay, I've posted it on Instagram actually, but I really want you to have another go at it, Denise, because Kay's big fear about
Well,
coming
many
is one of
fears.
hers is she can't do a sexy face. So
So
this
we were
one has been trying to do it.
because you have to sort of always do it with a. It's like when you have to teach men how to do handsome man face as well. But you have to sort of. So what's the music? It goes. Da, 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 da.
You look like, what's his name from Zoolander? Ben Stiller.
I'm so glad I came today. Okay, do it. So turn away.
Da, 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 da.
She looks like the prime of Miss Jean Brodie.
But Denise, I have got a real delight for you. Brenda's already seen this, but you've never seen her, have you? Why I have hope that Kay could actually get to episode 2 is because she can upside down twerk and move her buttocks individually.
It's not intentional, it's just gravity.
Let's have a look.
Try to do it. See it,
Watch
right?
this.
You ready?
And you've got twerker extraordinaire standing up for you, Judy Love.
Judy
Yeah.
still
So-
hasn't got over it.
Oh,
Judy said
God.
in her wildest dreams, Judy could not do that.
Yeah.
I reckon that's where they saw
So
you.
I'll see you, your
Oh.
sexy face, and raise you.
Oh my God. You are going to sail past the
Can
first
you do your
eviction.
Can you do your sexy face and move your buttocks individually?
No, I absolutely cannot. Having said that, I've never tried. And the day is young.
Well, I can guarantee at 1:45 that's exactly what we'll be doing. Oh no, lots of you jetted back from your holidays probably. New school term in England, of course, fast approaching. I wonder if on your flight you were asked to move seats. One writer has admitted as a single traveller that she would always refuse to move seats to help families or couples sit together. So, Judith Chalmers, what would you do?
Well, obviously, it's a dilemma for me. You know, almost every day at the moment. No, I'm joking. I know Jackie Stephen. I think we all do, don't we? The journalist who wrote that, and a lot of it is tongue in cheek. But she goes to such lengths that literally weeks before a holiday, she has planned what seat, what row, thinking about, do I need to go to the loo? So it's very important to her that she gets the right seat, and that is her
And you often have
prerogative.
to pay now to get the
You
seat
have to
that you
pay
want
to get the
extra.
seat you want and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, and especially on a long haul. So I disagree that this came from Vogue, who I also love, who wanted somebody to move so her family could be together.
Vogue Williams, yeah.
Vogue Williams. She admitted that she had, by error, not booked the right place. So that was on her. And Jackie said, not in a million years would I move. I feel that if I was just randomly in any old seat and there was a couple talking across me, I would probably say, do you want me to move? But on a long haul flight, if I was at my coveted window seat with my pillow or whatever, and someone said, would you move? I
To a
would
middle seat.
to a middle seat. I would probably
Even
not.
if it was a family with a little baby and
Well,
blah,
they
blah,
should
blah.
plan more. I try to be good with people with babies because we've all had them and it's a bit of a nightmare. But I would also then, if I did say no, then have that pressure of feeling uncomfortable. Lincoln, on the other hand, wouldn't feeling they hate me.
Yeah.
Normally I would, but there would be times then I would say, no, I'm really sorry, but we've got 10 hours ahead of us here and I'm staying here.
But it's just that if somebody's got the cheek to ask you to move, or, you know, they're sitting in your seat. Did you not have that when you came up to see me?
I went up to Edinburgh last week to do Kay's podcast, and both ways there was people in my seat. On the way there, he was a wee bit drunk, I'll have to say, and he was just like, "Oh, I've got the wrong one. Do you mind if I stay here?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he stayed there, and then it happened on the way back, and it was just a two-seater. And I said to someone, "Oh, you're in my seat." She went, "No, I think I'm in the right seat." I said, "No." Anyway, she looked. She went, "Oh, yes, but do you want me to move?" And I just said, "No."
You would have said yes, though.
I would have said, yeah, if you don't mind, I booked that seat, so yeah.
Would you?
Of course I would.
Would you have felt uncomfortable with her sitting there cross with next to you?
Silly.
No, I wouldn't, because I booked the seat, you know.
No, I
and I
do
mean,
get
if it's not somebody with if it was somebody with a baby who said, "Oh, please don't move me," I'd say, yeah, no problem.
She was
But if
younger
it's
than me.
somebody who just,
No.
and you're an old lady now,
was an
would
old
you
lady,
not,
isn't
Brenda?
it?
Well, I've been on the receiving and giving, if you know what I mean.
Oh, right, Brenda.
Sorry.
We're talking about seats
God,
now.
good for you. Good for you, Lion.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
no, okay.
Not the Mile High Club.
Stop that. So, if, for example, I've been in the theatre and there's 4 of us that have come to the theatre and somebody has got their seat and there's one of us have to sit there and the other 3 on the other side. And I have asked kindly if they would move, and they have, just to one seat, not like to the end of the row or anything like that. But I have also been on a plane when I was going away. I was flying somewhere for work, and it was a long haul flight. Yeah. And there was a family. There was the mum and the baby there, and the dad was back there. So obviously they missed whatever they could for the seats. And I could see that the baby wanted the dad and everything else. And so I gave up my seat so that he could sit next to his partner and the baby. And then I got upgraded for free. It was lovely.
Oh, there you go.
There
You
you
got
go.
your
You know, do good and good will follow you.
You got your
People will
reward.
be offering their seats up the
good.
front.
Well, if there was any availability. But yeah, it works both
you're at the
ways.
back beside the toilet. Oh, it's lovely to be back to live shows.
Yes, it
We had a couple of
is.
weeks of pre-recorded shows when everyone was having a break, but it's great to be back live. After the break, one school in America has reintroduced corporal punishment, or swatting of the buttocks, after parents call for more discipline in the school. We'll be sharing our own experiences of how we were punished in school and the effect that it had, as well as asking, do today's teachers need more discipline, more powers to discipline pupils? And if you have noticed something a little bit different about Brenda and Nadia today, we will be revealing why they believe that you should go makeup free on a first date. We'll see you after this. Welcome back. Still to come, we have followed her fertility journey, including having her eggs frozen and planning for IVF alone. Well, Love Island's Amy Hart joins us for a very special announcement at 1:15, and she'll be revealing why she's planning her wedding, despite not being engaged to partner Sam. And never mind call the midwife. What about call the mother-in-law? We're asking, would you want a family member to deliver your baby? But it's competition time now, and there's a brand new prize up for grabs. We're giving you the chance to be mortgage or rent-free. You ready, Brenda? Rent-free for a whole year. Yay! Mad Aunties. Kate Lawler has all the details.
Hello and welcome to the model village in Legoland. Now, behind me is a teeny tiny tower bridge. To my right is a little London Eye. But there's a brand new prize I'm about to tell you about, and there's nothing small about it.
You could be mortgage or rent free for the next 12 months. Yes, you heard me right. We are going to pay one lucky winner's mortgage or rent up to the value of £18,000.
I'm also stood in front of a miniature power station. But why? Well, because you don't have to worry about paying for your gas, electric or water either. They're on us too. That's right. We will cover your utility bills for a whole year up to the value of £6,000.
And if that wasn't enough, you could also win £60,000 in tax-free cash.
well, they might be just the cutest thing I've ever seen, miniature marching soldiers. So that's your mortgage or your rent covered, your bills paid for, and a cash boost of £60,000. But you've got to be in it to win it, so what are you waiting for? Get entering now.
For your chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY35, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE10NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday, the 23rd of September at 3 p.m. Good luck.
Now, I'd like to hear what you all think of this. An American school district has decided to reinstate corporal punishment in its classrooms. It means that students can now be punished by spanking with a paddle. The change came after a survey was sent to parents last year, and they revealed they wanted additional discipline. I got the belt once, I remember. Did you ever get...
I got the cane.
Oh, you got the cane.
I got the cane
Yeah.
when I was it was in junior school, so I was about 9, 10 years old. And I was in class and this young boy started picking on me and he wasn't very nice. I've spoken about it before, but he was basically picking on me because I was an orphan and making fun of me because I didn't have any parents. And that got me quite emotionally upset. Oh. So I got a bit hysterical, but I got sent to the headmasters for disruption. And I came out with the cane. He hit me on my bum twice with the cane, and it really hurt. But I remember I was so scared that I got the cane that I didn't even tell my family when I got home that I got the cane because I didn't want to get into trouble for getting into trouble.
Yeah, I know.
So I kept that to myself. But it hurt, but I learnt it was a deterrent not to do anything to misbehave after that, and that was the first and the last time I got the cane.
That's a harsh example, isn't it, though? Because you were obviously emotionally traumatised.
Yeah, but the headmaster, he wasn't interested. No. Or if a teacher says, I saw her doing this, then that's it.
So on reflection, what do you think? I mean, you know, I think America banned corporal punishment in schools about 20 years ago. For us, it was like 30 or more years ago. So we should be bringing it back?
I didn't think, when I got the cane, it was not justified. And I think that you've got a lot of teachers, you know, that, as we know, they can't discipline the children in the same way that they used to do. And so you'll have a teacher that's trying to teach a class and there's a child that's being disruptive in whatever way, and that teacher can't do anything to stop them encouraging the rest of the class to misbehave. So there has to be some sort of measure. It's not, you know...
But it's like we look back and think, you know, everything was great when we had the cane or the bell or corporal punishment, and so therefore that's what we need to return to. And that's what I just don't get, because that is just such a sort of...
It's difficult in a world where we're sort of bringing up our children to not use violence. So, you know, I never had the cane, never had the paddle. I did get rapped on my knuckles with a ruler, and I did get dragged out the class by my ear. And obviously, I've turned out completely normal.
What was the phrase you touched? That come with me, Sonny Jim.
Come with me, Sonny Jim. Yeah, well, because I used to look like a boy, because I've always had short hair anyway. But the point being is that I agree with Brenda in terms of the fact that the teachers don't know where to go, a lot of them that I have spoken to, I'm not speaking for all teachers, because they have no powers of discipline. Kids have no boundaries.
But there's different ways of disciplining, isn't there?
There are.
I mean, Nadia, you're keeping very quiet
I am welcoming a return to more discipline, because the teachers can't even comfort, you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't be more horrified than this, a paddle. For me, it's just violence. And I think, as you say, if you're trying to teach your children not to be violent and to regulate their feelings, if an adult then hits you, that to me gives a signal that they are not regulating their feelings. I think it's tragic. You know, that story from Brenda could make me cry, because there's a child who's acting out from the pain of what's going on to them, and she gets hit with a cane. And that's why it doesn't work for me, physical discipline. I think what was more different when we were kids, I mean, I went to a primary school where you used to, if you were late, you'd have to stand under the clock, and then however many minutes you were late, the headmaster had a rack of different sized canes, and then the person would be caned the amount of minutes at lunch break under the clock for everyone to see.
That's intimidation, isn't it?
I mean, that's obscene. I think that's obscene.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's very difficult to regulate. Once you give somebody the power to hit somebody else, how do you watch it? But I do think what's different was probably more so when we were all kids, was that if your teacher told you off, your mum would agree with the teacher.
Yeah,
where
that's what they
my
should be.
friends who are a teacher and my sister who's been a teacher in various different schools, so often the parents will
come
kick
up to the
off.
school saying, "Don't you dare
If you
talk to
try
me."
and say anything to their child, they'll go completely nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, I absolutely think you need discipline because children need boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, adults need boundaries, I think, but children do need boundaries. But it's what we automatically go back to discipline equals hitting. And I agree with you, Nadia. I mean, I think it's utterly appalling. In Scotland, it's now illegal. I don't think they've
There's got to
gone
be a
through with that
halfway
in
house,
England.
though, with the way that
Well, no,
we've just let this woke
But we've
world
got to
take
have
over.
but we've got to have a much more intelligent view of what discipline is. Well, for instance, here's a different. This is a teacher in the UK, and he was branded oppressive by Ofsted, and he is part of a movement to reinstate what he calls adult authority in schools. So sit up, listen, ask and answer questions, never interrupt, track the teacher, or look at them when they talk. Say sir, say miss, speak in sentences, be polite, etc. And treat adults with the same courtesy that teachers deliberately demonstrate to
Yeah, it's
pupils.
fundamental.
What's wrong with that? That's
Manners,
good.
isn't it?
Well, he was apparently described as oppressive.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Now, we don't know how exactly that was executed, but the principles of that, as a parent, I would have no problem with, you know, and if the school phoned me up and said that, you know, one of my kids had been cheeky or, you know...
Teachers shouldn't be scared of pupils, and that is what often happens
but
these
often when
days.
children are violent
but
in
also
a
we let
school,
the
there's
parents...
chaos going on for them at home.
Yeah.
So to give them clear boundaries that are safe and kind but firm is actually good for them and is actually helpful eventually to
Kids
society.
do respond to boundaries.
Well, here's a comment with time, but Mansfield, who's got in touch, I agree with you, Mansfield, you've summed it up for me. It's the parents that need to step up and teach the children to be respectful. Teachers have it hard, they're just not teachers anymore. But you can't talk about teachers and pupils without talking about the parents, without talking about the home environment, and without talking about the kind of broader issues that might be
They've got to work together more, haven't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what we had at the kids' school. There was a contract that you signed with the school to say that you will be there to support, and if there's anything, give them the support. And that's what they need. You can't have that one doing that and that one doing that and not coming together.
Yeah. After the break, we're asking, would you want a family member to deliver your baby, or would you want any family members at the birth, full stop? And we're talking ultimate household hacks. Find out why everyday items that you've probably got in your cupboard, like, oh, I've got one here actually, could be your best friend for cleaning stains. It's mayonnaise, by the way. Speaking of stains, Nadia's ultimate stain removal hack involves,
Stain on the
and I think this is profligate, an entire roll of kitchen roll. Have you got it there?
I have.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Too much. We'll see you after the break.
Too much.
Welcome back to your Bumper Bank Holiday Monday Loose Women alongside me, Kay Adams. It's Brenda Edwards, Denise Welsh and Nadia Sawala. Coming up at 1:15, she's been really open about this on the show, about her hopes about becoming a mum one day and the fertility fears that led her to freeze her eggs and consider IVF. Well, we have got a very special update on that from Love Island's Amy Hart. And at 1:30, find out why Brenda and Nadia are looking a bit different today.
Peaky.
Over the weekend, the papers were full of headlines about Davina McCall apparently wanting to become a doula so she could be there when her daughters or future daughter-in-law gave birth. Now, she's since clarified that this was an old quote, but it did get us thinking about having family there at the birth. I mean, Nadia, you are the prime contender for this.
I don't think some people know what a doula is, though.
Well, it's like a birth partner, and it depends. You can have them come and stay with you for the week before, a couple of weeks after. It's like a sort of cosy, old-fashioned mum, almost.
I mean, some people.
Auntie.
So you get professional doulas, but I mean, obviously, if you were a member of the family, I mean, what would you?
Professional doula.
Are you already thinking that you would like to be at the birth of your grandchildren?
Well, I would like to be a professional doula. I think it must be the most incredible job because I had a kind of doula and it was amazing. I'm lucky because my girls never watch the show because I'm too embarrassing. But I would never. Oh, see, that's my Kiki. But I would never ask or say to them that I wanted to be at the birth because I think it's such a private thing. But if they asked me, I would be over the moon. I would just, oh my God, I couldn't think of anything better.
Really?
Yeah. I love supporting women. I'd love to support women in birth because I think the power, a lot of ways we've clinicalised it all so much, and there's a lot of power in women supporting other women through a birth, and I think it's just, and to see human life just arrive. I mean,
it happens a lot now, doesn't
magical.
it? When I had Matty, you know how close I was to my mum, and you know, of course, but it wasn't something that was even
talked about.
Yeah, I wonder now if I would have. I think because I had him at a natural childbirth hospital, and you know, they told me that of course pain relief would be available, and then I was screaming, "Please hit me over the head with a spiked mallet," and they were saying, "Just another stage." But I think my mother would have probably gone absolutely ape about me trying to get some pain relief, but it wasn't something that was considered. I have thought about it though, as the mum of 2 sons, as to how I would feel, because obviously I hope that, you know, when either of them, when I have a daughter-in-law, that I would be very close to her, whether or not she'd want me there. I don't know.
You have to know that you'd be
I was there
useful,
with my
though.
friend Rose when she had a cesarean, and her friend Anne was at the top end, and my friend who was a gynecologist, Gordon, who delivered Louis as well, I was down the business end. And at one point we were actually chatting and Rose said, "Excuse me, having a bleeping baby up here." But I did love, because I got to hand Harrison,
You've
who's
got
my
to be of
godson, to Rose.
service, though. If you're going to go to pieces, if you're going to be squeamish, if you're going to be crying, because it's about how can you serve the woman. But it's like basically being a servant.
Which is maybe why it's better that it's somebody professional, because, you know, it's the job. Who was with you?
Well, with Jamal, my Auntie Pam was with me, because obviously I was a single mother. And then with Tanisha, her father was with me, but he ended up taking, you know, we were both on the gas and air. So he ended up not being...
Would you want to be with Tanisha, Brenda?
I would want to be there, whether she wants me in with her or not. If she wanted me in, I'd gladly be in there holding her hand, because I've been through it, so I know how to help her to push and do all the breathing. But if she didn't want me there, I'd respect her decision, because it's her having, and I want her to have as much comfort as possible.
Your mum was a midwife, wasn't she?
Oh, my mum was a midwife. She sat outside in the corridor, sort of jumping. I think there's a picture there. You can see that she's desperate just to rip the baby away. Look at that wee hand.
But she didn't deliver. She didn't deliver.
No. I mean, God, I would have trusted my mum implicitly. She would have been absolutely brilliant. But Ian was absolutely brilliant.
Why didn't you do it then?
Well, because actually, I've never thought about this before, but if either of my girls go on to have children, and if they're in a happy relationship, which I'd hope they'd be, I think it's for them.
There's something special,
you know,
about
and my mum and I were phenomenally close as well. But, you know, I think you've got to give the parents, if it is a 2-parent situation, that space to make it their moment. And sometimes maybe the mum coming in, I'm sure lots of people have done it, it's been good, but
that's why I don't think you should
I don't
ask.
think I would.
If you're asked, wait
because
to be
it's up
asked.
to the dad as well, isn't it? If the dad's in the picture,
Yeah. So anyway, we don't have that decision to make.
I'd bring picnic bowls. I'd bring
we don't.
I'd mop up afterwards.
Now, listen, we're all trying to cut back on how much we buy at the moment, and we've got some bizarre but very handy extra uses for the everyday items that you may already have in your home that are going to help to do it. So let's see if you know about any of these household hacks that we have here. I'm going to do mine first, which is, well, actually, they say...
It's not me, it's the chair. I'm having a real of a nightmare of a show.
Yeah, any hacks to prevent your friend from breaking windows?
Charcoal biscuits.
Because every time I move, Brenda looks at me like I've just broken wind. I've just got to say I am not.
And
It's the
Denise,
chair.
can I just say that your eyelash is doing what Cilla Black said?
Oh, is it?
Coming off.
It is. So mayonnaise, apparently, it says here it can remove watermarks from wood. Now, I didn't know that.
Oh, I'd be careful that. This is an oil.
No, well, but what I do know it can do is it can take like adhesive stickers off, like, you know, the kids used to put adhesive stickers on the bed or whatever. A dollop of mayonnaise works for that. I've done
I
this
can never get my sticky stuff.
We could do it on your HRT patch.
Mark says I look like I'm in a bargain basement.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
Sticker
No, he said it's really off-putting because he can just see...
There you go. Cheers.
You can just see all these stamps
Put
all
some
over
on.
me.
I'm going to try that on my sticky. I've got some sticky on my door. I'm going to try it and see if it works for tomorrow.
Okay, tell us what yours is, Nadia. Are you putting the mayonnaise on your HRT patch? Yeah,
right,
just to see if
mine
that
is,
works.
forget the white wine on the red wine.
Yeah, because that used to be that the white wine neutralised the stain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of the red.
So this is not just for wine, this is for anything. So
What
Bit
a
of wine on the
waste!
carpet. Right, so you get a whole kitchen roll.
A
Right,
whole
don't-
kitchen
yeah.
roll.
He won't be able to cope.
Not a
Yeah, well, I'm
whole.
saying
That's
it
a
will
waste.
fit,
No, you
right?
can't
That
just
is
rip it.
such a
And then you
waste.
stand on it, right? You don't rub it. You don't do it. You just stand here to chat amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'm flabbergasted there's a whole kitchen roll underneath there.
Brenda-
1, 2 or 3.
Right, I've got some more, girls. I've got some
Coming
more.
to you.
Take the wine. Right, okay. You know how they say about your phone, if you drop your mobile phone in water, you should put it in rice. Do not put it in rice. No, do not put it in rice. Cat litter, apparently, is what you want to put it in. You'll be all
Absorbency.
right.
Okay.
Yep, you'll be all right. If you've got pet hairs on the sofa, damp rubber gloves. You love a rubber glove, don't you, Denise? You'll have those handy. I don't know why that made me laugh. Use a razor blade to get rid of bubbles. Bubbles on clothes.
Lovely.
Okay.
I'll just make a little announcement so you can all gather yourselves. The mayonnaise has taken off my HRT.
Has it?
Yes.
Has it?
Yes.
I remember
Let's
when I
see.
used to drink, putting if you want your wine a bit cooler and everything, put in freeze some grapes and just put that
Oh,
in.
that's a good one. You've added that. Can we
Yeah.
see your HRT
Well,
patch?
you didn't really see it, but I have.
Can
look,
we?
I had a line of sticky there, and it's now gone.
Excellent. Well, there you go.
I'm going
That's
to try that as
absolutely
soon as I go
worked.
home. I'll have the rest of
So
that.
now I won't look like a bargain basement, but I'll smell of mayonnaise.
This one I like. Clean. You know, you get smudges on your walls. You've got painted walls.
Yeah.
Clean it with a slice of white bread.
Yes, my mum used to do that.
Really?
Oh my God. And also, you can wipe pencil out instead of a rubber with their sliced white bread.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need to rub something out.
Yep. Well, on suede shoes. If you've got a
I
rubber
have a
eraser.
hack.
Why can't we
I have
Go
a
on.
hack. If you've got furniture and it's on your carpet and you know it makes the dents, if you put an ice cube and then it will make the dent come
really?
out. There you
Oh,
go.
that's exciting.
There's a hack.
So how are we getting
No,
on
not
over
really.
there?
Yeah.
You're
We'll have
awkward
to go
with
to the
just
break.
one ice cube
Yep.
as well,
What,
apparently.
has it not worked?
No, it takes a little while.
You've
I'm pouring
wasted a
all that
whole
wine.
kitchen roll.
You wait. It's going to
Is
be
that
like magic.
wine that seeped through that kitchen towel
Yeah,
like
I've turned
that?
it round.
Oh, my God. Oh, right, you turned it round.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll go to break then. Still, that's very disappointing, isn't it?
No.
Has it not worked?
It will.
Still
after
to
the
come,
break.
would you go on a first date without makeup? And on the subject of dates, is it rude to ask someone if they've had any cosmetic procedures on a first date? And after the break, we are joined by Love Island Amy Hart and her partner Sam. A very special announcement from them, and Amy will be telling us why she's already planning her wedding, despite not being engaged. Hopefully that was something that Sam was aware of. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. Kitchen roll update. Nadia, how's your staying?
Right, well, first of all, I'd just like to show you here the amount of wine that has come up. Look at that.
It's gone green.
And it's gone green. That would have been in your carpet.
Shows the stain,
Now,
though. That's
we've
what we're
still
looking
got
at.
a little bit of a stain.
Well, we've still got a stain, haven't
Let's
we?
face it, I'm not going to be Mrs. Hinch too here,
You're
am
not.
I? But
It's better.
yeah, it's oh my God. Well, we've got all that wine, and if I stood on it longer, the rest of it would come up.
I know, but
Take
it's a
some
whole
dedication.
He just
kitchen
doesn't want
roll.
the thought of using a whole kitchen
It's
roll.
too much.
It's a wool carpet.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it?
Didn't
Kitchen
you
roll
say
at
that you
hand?
can reuse
Yeah.
reuse
Yeah, you can
those?
try it and reuse it.
I
let's
just get
be fair.
laminate. I get laminate everywhere. Just
You
wipe
don't
it up.
have wool carpets,
Oh,
let's be honest,
Lord.
really.
No.
Anyway, coming up later in the show, would you go on a first date makeup free? Speaking of which, find out why two of us have gone makeup free today. I'm really hoping that you know which two it is. Denise and I are in big trouble. Sexy face, Denise, sexy face, go for it. Love Island Amy Hart has always been candid about her desire to find love and have a family one day, and it's a journey that we have followed closely here on Loose. Before Amy joins us for a very special update, here's a reminder of her story. We followed her journey to find the one when she shot to fame on Love Island in 2019.
I was coming back here to tell you that I loved you.
But since leaving the show, Amy has opened up about another important journey in her life, the one to motherhood.
I think for me it started with when obviously I was very unlucky in dating. What if I never have children? What if I never have children? We would financially and emotionally support you to have a baby on your own.
After discovering she was more likely to go through an early menopause, she decided to freeze her eggs.
a process she documented for us here on the show.
Today is the day of the egg collection. I should know by the end of the day how many I've got. So I've got 5 in the freezer, and then they managed to grab...
Amy then made plans to start IVF alone. But last summer, everything changed when she met partner Sam Ramson. She joins us today with some special news.
Please welcome Amy Hart.
Oh, so nice to see you.
Welcome. It's a beautiful colour on you.
Thank you.
Amy, over to you, the special announcement.
Okay, so obviously, as you've just seen, when I've been on here before, I've talked about fertility MOTs, and Loose Women supported me to go and get my fertility MOT. Then I came on here and shared the results. Then I froze my eggs because of that, and I came on here and talked about that. Then I met Sam, and he had his first TV appearance on Loose Women. So I felt the only place to announce that I'm pregnant.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Oh.
We did. It was very unexpected. We weren't going to start trying until next year. But yeah, so I had my 30th completely sober. And everyone was
Amesfest was completely sober.
Completely sober. Stacey's sister made me a cup so nobody could see what I was drinking. And then everyone kept coming up to me going, "You don't seem very drunk. You don't seem very drunk." And I said to my best friend, people are starting to, "Oh, so we're going to need to do something then, aren't you?" So then the ABBA tribute band performed Lay All Your Love on Me. So I started crawling across the dance floor. And nobody asked again.
So how many weeks are you?
Well, between 13 and 14, every scan we've gone for those is something different, but we've got our definitive.
Have you had scans already? Is that early?
So I've got what was supposed to be my 12 week, but is now potentially my 14 week tomorrow.
Right.
But obviously we wanted to have one to know definitely before we came on here, so we booked another one.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, so they said
there we go.
Yeah, so
Did you
they're
see?
saying 14 weeks tomorrow, but the NHS one said 13 weeks.
Do you think
so
in the end we still use the frozen eggs?
No. So I might need them in the future, obviously, because it was never about sort of like not being able to get pregnant.
Yeah.
It's more about the longevity of my sort of egg reserve and stuff. So I might need them in the future, but if I don't need them, then I'll donate them.
Yes.
Right.
But it was natural.
Yes.
It was really good luck from me because we met up in Venice and we think that the baby was conceived
Denise,
that very
you
night.
work yourself into every story. Denise is convinced that because she sat in a
Lucky
chair.
Charmers.
Yes. Exactly, there we are.
And I mean, I am not asking what the gender of the child is, but is it something that you want to know or you do know?
So I planned surprise. So like our trip to Venice was a surprise for Sam. I surprised my best friend with a trip to Spain for her hen do. Like I do surprises for everyone else, and I ruin every surprise that's planned for me. So this is the only surprise I cannot ruin. So we're not going to find out.
You've even ruined the surprise of a possible engagement, haven't you? I love this story.
No, so right, and he will tell you when he comes out here. So obviously next year is now pretty much a write-off. We know we want to get married in Spain. We know we don't want to wait too long, and all the venues go very quickly. So we're there on holiday anyway in September, so we thought we'd go and look at some potential venues because next year we can't go.
Yeah, but you missed the vital bit of the story out, which was because I said to him, we don't need to get engaged because we know we're getting married.
So you're not bothered about him going down on bended knee?
No, but he wants to. But I've told him not while I'm pregnant because the biggest day of my life, I want to be able to drink champagne.
Yeah.
So you've got when he goes control of everything.
Exactly. A control enthusiast, Nadia.
Control enthusiast. I like that. So you're planning the wedding, but you're not engaged, but you're still going to get engaged.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when you can have a glass of champagne.
Yeah.
Yes. Basically, you're choosing when he proposes to you.
Wow.
Well, the ballpark figure, yeah.
So just giving him a ballpark.
What about as in like when I'm not pregnant?
So tell me, Amy, what were the family's reactions, yours and Sam's family?
Amazing. So we told them, so when Sam's mum and dad left my 30th, we were like, oh, we'll come out to the car with you, we'll come out to the car with you.
Should we bring Sam out?
Yeah,
I think we should.
Yeah.
Come on, poor Sam.
Come,
He's
Sam,
got
come
a-
on.
Come on, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Talking about you here, Sam. Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Thrilled for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we said to Sam's mum and dad, we'll come out to the car with you. And we'd been upstairs and taken a picture of us with our like early scan picture in our Mamma Mia outfits. So we said, and when we come down the stairs,
weren't you?
when we came down the stairs, his mum was like, "What have you two been upstairs doing?" And we were like, "Oh, just having a photo taken." She's like, "Yeah, all right." So we were like, "Oh, the photo we took was this."
She was
and,
shocked.
Like, yeah, she was really shocked. And so was your dad and your sister. Or your sister had already guessed, hadn't she? Because she'd seen me not drinking. Apparently, a very big giveaway with me. And then we told all of my family the following day because it was my 30th birthday. So I did like a little speech, and then I got out the
So
picture.
then you kept it a secret still to the next day.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was worried about all my family getting drunk and getting on the mic, and my dad being like, "I'm going to be a granddad." No, Dad.
Are they super excited?
They're so excited.
Everyone's so excited. It was just such a shock. It was so unplanned and it just happened. Disbelief, really, wasn't it?
But my app was so wrong with my ovulation day that had we started trying in January, we wouldn't have probably got pregnant because it was like I've been putting data into the app for the last year to try and get like the most accurate information. So we would have tried for like the 6 months the doctors told us to try for before going for IVF, and probably not fallen pregnant because it would have been like working on the wrong day.
And all you had to do was sit on Denise's chair.
Exactly.
There you go. That was it.
Well, it happened at Corrie. I sat on a green chair and got pregnant at age 42. Do you remember I was telling you? And I got pregnant. Then Julie Hesmond House sat on it. She got pregnant. Then Gaynor Faye sat on it. She got pregnant.
Pure
then
science.
Joe Rowden sat on it.
All on the same day?
All our babies were born within 4 weeks of each other.
We were talking about families being in on the birth. What's your views on something like that for you two?
My mum will probably be there. I want a home birth now. And I said to one of my friends, like, you know, you can all pop in after work and stuff, like the birthing pool in the lounge. Like, my friends can all pop in and stuff. And everyone's like, I'm not sure you're going to want, like, an audience.
I wasn't so sure about this.
No, well, I had a home birth with both of mine. And I was going to say to you, because my husband only recently revealed that he didn't want any of it. How would you feel about a home birth?
Well, I think it could be a more relaxing experience. But yeah, you know, you just think like the hospital's not too far away if we need it. But
I was on the phone to my friend saying, because I could get like a snack basket for you all with like fizzy drinks behind it, and then
and
she was like,
loves a lift, doesn't she?
Only you would turn your birth into a dinner party.
I'll wear Mamma Mia costume.
I'm already planning christening fest.
Are you having a baby shower?
No, I don't love them. So I'm probably going to have a sip and see.
A sip and see.
Sip and see 2 weeks afterwards.
The Real Housewives always have a sip and see.
Why don't you love baby showers?
Because I just think that, like, if you've got friends that are like trying for a baby and they're not able, like it's not working and stuff, to have a party being like, so what advice do you have for the new? Like, I just don't. I would never want to make anyone feel like uncomfortable and stuff. And also because we're not finding out the gender, like it's, I don't want people to think they've got to buy a present before and then buy a present. Like,
It's the only thing she hasn't planned is to gender.
Do you get to plan anything, Sam?
No, I do. Yeah, I do. I've actually started making more lists now. Like when we go to see the wedding venues, I've started to write things down. I was like, what's going on? Amy's got into my mind.
The other day, I got home from my best friend's hen do last week, and he'd written 2 lists. One of what our next house should have, and one of all the things that all the values he wants our baby to have.
It was silly ones, like help them with their homework, though.
That's silly.
Well, listen, we wish you all the love and
approve.
happiness in the world. It's so lovely to see you both here, so happy.
Thank you very much.
We can't wait for the next chapter in the story.
You both look alike, so your baby's
Everyone's
wow, so alike.
What are you trying to suggest?
Well, I think their baby's going to look like them.
All right.
I think so.
They usually do. It's very odd. After the break, we'll be talking about the Miss England contestant.
Rubber gloves.
It was the kitchen roll that did it. The Miss England contestant who is the first ever to compete without makeup, inspiring Brenda and Nadia to do the same on today's show, and asking, would you go on a first date makeup-free? And makeup-free or not, we'll be revealing the top questions that everyone should apparently be asking on a first date. We'll see you after the break.
It's been over 2 long years, but we've missed you and we want to see your faces right here. That's right, we are bringing our live studio audience back.
Hello, audience.
We've got big guests and all your favourite panellists. All we need is you. Go to itv.com/loosewomen to apply for free tickets for September and beyond.
We are so looking forward to the audience. We really, really are. Might help me keep you lot in line, I don't know. Welcome back. Lots more still to come, including whether it's ever okay to ask someone if they've had work done, so cosmetic surgery or tweakments, so they call them, don't they, on a first date. But it's competition time once again, and your chance to win £60,000 and have your mortgage or rent paid for a whole year. Kate Lawler has all the details.
There's a brand new prize up for grabs this week, and it's one you really don't want to miss out on.
No matter where you live, Scotland, England, Legoland, we'd all love to be mortgage or rent-free, and that is exactly what you could win in our spectacular competition. Just listen to this.
We'll pay your mortgage or rent for 1 whole year up to the value of £18,000. Not only that, ITV will also cover the cost of your utility bills. Yes, you heard me. We'll pay your gas, electric and water bill up to the value of £6,000 for 12 months. And on top of all that, we're going to boost your bank account with £60,000 in totally tax-free cash, baby.
So that's your bill sorted, your mortgage or rent paid for, and £60,000. Imagine how much that would help you out. But you have to enter to be in with a chance of winning. Don't brick it. Get it? There you go, bricks. Do it now.
For your chance to win, text WIN to 86060. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 786060. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY35, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 23rd of September at 3 p.m. Good luck.
Now, politics student Melissa Raouf is to become the first contestant ever to compete in Miss England makeup-free. She said she's making a statement on inner beauty in an age of social media obsession. So maybe, I don't know, maybe all makeup pageants should be makeup-free. What did I say? Makeup pageants. if makeup pageants were makeup-free, they probably wouldn't work. Can I just clarify that?
First of all, I think it's really sad that we're still doing beauty pageants.
Yeah.
It's just like, just as women, have we not moved on a bit from that? I mean, I know we can get all starry-eyed about Miss World and all of that.
I did used to love Miss World, I have to say.
It's a long time ago,
I just think
we're going on. It's funny you should say there's a tangent. We'll start getting around our ears for this. But I was in Italy on holiday, and we were just sort of in a beautiful town square in this village, and they were having a beauty pageant, and I was standing there with my 2 girls, and we just stood and we watched it, and we did think, this just shouldn't be happening. It's just because the crowd is there judging these women, girls as they came out.
Do we still have Mr. Universe
I don't know.
as well?
Anyway, we're getting off the point. So you two have gone makeup free today, and I have to say we are getting inundated, and I'm not even exaggerating for once, with people saying how good you look.
Well, the thing is, first of all, I do have permanent, what are these called? Permanent eyelash extensions.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the only thing that I have on. But, you know, I make a point of going on my Instagram all the time with no makeup on, because it is, we've got these lovely makeup artists who do an incredible job, but it's a fake world, because that's not how life is. I just think it's really nice to show both sides. I just think, because we are 360-degree women, we can look amazing sometimes with a bit of help. We can just still be just as amazing but not look as it. And so I think, I think more often we should just sometimes not have our makeup on, loose women, not necessarily make a big thing of it. Some days we do, some days we don't.
Yeah, but I think that is making a big thing of it. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just expected that you wear makeup. I mean, I think you both look amazing today, but I think that one of the things with social media is the fact that we have so many filters and we have so many things that change your appearance. I don't think that makeup, I love makeup. I just love makeup. I love being made up. I love doing my own makeup. I love seeing the changes with makeup.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I love getting my friends who don't wear makeup and making them up, even if they don't like it. I still like it.
Are we back to Lincoln?
Making up, still up to Lincoln. And of course, remember Raquel, Madame.
But you also love not having makeup on.
Oh, I love, and I often, and I have no issue with going out with, I don't go out without makeup, but I don't put makeup on to go to the shops or, you know, I'm not one of the, I never, ever.
What about like if you're going on a date? If you were going on a date, Brenda, would you go makeup free?
I have gone makeup free because I think it's nice when the person I'm going to see can see what they get in real life. You know, there's this whole thing of you go out with somebody and you've got all this makeup on and then you wake up with them and you look totally different.
Yeah.
I don't put lots of makeup on. It's just, you know, to give myself an even tone. Because of my cancer and my eyelashes fell out, I do have fake lashes. That's what. But aside from that, I've got a little bit of Vaseline that I got from my lovely abs in the studio, and that's all that I've got on. And I'm happy to do this. But also with hot flushes, I get hot all the time anyway, so the makeup comes running off. So I might as well just get used to not having it on.
I wouldn't have a problem being on here without it at all.
It's interesting me, like, because you started saying, then you stop yourself. It's expected. It's like, That's what I don't like. I like that we can choose to use it and not have. When I think back to when I was a kid, I can remember really clearly sat cross-legged on the floor. I must have been about, I don't know, 7 or 8, and saying to my mum, "I'm never going to wear makeup when I grow up." And my mum saying, "Oh, no, you have to be very, very beautiful to not wear makeup." So it was printed in. And then when I was first going out with Mark, and Mark really, I mean, he would love this, that I haven't got makeup on. He really does love me without makeup. And I was having lunch with my mum, and she looked at me, she says, "I don't know who it is that's been telling you look better without makeup." But they're lying.
No, I think you look lovely, but I just think it's part of getting dressed and presenting yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't go to somebody's. Well, I mean, you might go to somebody's wedding without makeup on, I suppose. We always have special occasions in our lives that we wear smarter clothes or we sort our hair, whatever. But as long as you're not feeling pressure,
Oh,
I
I
think
never
that's
feel
the thing.
What's it your dad says?
Well, my dad used to say, "I don't think there's anything such thing as a natural beauty. Every lass looks better with a bit of lipstick on."
Different times.
Yeah, different times. We're talking of different times.
I think he was referring to himself.
This is very modern, this one. This is a guy who's written what has been dubbed a hook-up audit of the 20 questions that a man should apparently ask on a first date. So one in particular caught our eye, which is that you should ask, have you had any tweakments or enhancements? So this is a question you should ask on a first date, according to this guy. Interestingly, he says himself, he wouldn't be bold enough to ask it, but he advocates that other men should. So, I mean, I don't...
hookup mean a one-night stand?
No, it does. And I think this is more about relation. No, it does. A hookup means a
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's
Doesn't
the
mean
wrong
marriage.
expression, because these are questions that people who are looking for a relationship would ask, not just looking for a one-nighter.
Yeah. But mind you, even if it's a hookup, you need to kind of ask that question, you know, is that yours or is it not yours? Because my man might go in.
Soon enough,
well,
though.
exactly, but that's a bit of a shock horror, isn't it? You don't want to be like, "Ah!" and then you don't know what's going on and something's come off in your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, oh gosh.
I hate the whole idea of it. I think that there's too much, just even talking to bless her Amy. We want control of so many things. And the thing is, things have to unfold. All I'm interested in on a first date is, do I fancy you?
Yeah, I mean,
all the other stuff.
Do you want to hear the rest of these questions?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so what happened with your ex? Do you spend much time on social media? Are you a soaps fan? Do you read before bed? What's your attitude to booze? Do you have any pets?
Do you want children is surely on there?
No, it's not tweakment. How important are romantic gestures to you? How important is personal hygiene to you? That's a loaded question, isn't it? Do you want to get married? Do you like confrontation?
This is giving me the worst
I don't think
of my life.
I think that is absolutely, if I was, oh my goodness, I couldn't bear the thought, but if I was younger and looking for a committed relationship, I think one of the, I watch a lot of reality television, as you know, American reality television. One of the things that people don't have concrete is the children thing. Obviously, not saying
first date.
No, yes, because I don't. If I'm looking for
you
a
don't want to
relationship,
be with somebody if they don't want a
if
child.
I'm looking for a relationship and the man says, "I do not intend to have children in the future," I wouldn't bother going on a first date.
I mean, I can tell you a load of... If I had said that to Ian on our first date, we would have split up there and then, because at that point in time, he didn't want children.
Well, I wouldn't even start it.
But that's crazy, because here we are, 30 years on with 2 children. I mean, things change. I mean, what you have to decide in that first date is, do we click? Do I like this person? Does this feel right? I mean, it's not an interview process. You're not going for a job as a receptionist.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's a crazy way to deal with things.
Do you know what?
I'm a born romantic.
I don't think Denise even believes in it. What do you mean? Who have you become? If you were seriously trying to tell us that on a first date you would want to ask all this, you're all about instinct and impulse.
I am, but if it was online, what did you say, Emilog? What's your attitude towards booze? That would be a question now as a sober person. Obviously, I wanted them to say, "I want lots of it" back in the day. But now I can't bear being with drunk people, so that would be a big thing for me.
What do you think of children? Because if you have children, then that person, I think, is.
I would never say that on a first date.
And I
Never on a
also
first
think
date.
about the plastic surgery thing is probably quite interesting, because some men don't like the thought of
It's
people
too
who
soon.
have...
It's too soon. Just see if you vibe off each
You're sorting out the wheat from the chaff, Kay, early.
But I mean, let's face it, Brenda, Denise, you know, one look at your sexy face and they're hooked, aren't they? I mean, we know where it's going. Well, right, that is
That's
it
your
for
homework
today.
this week, Kate.
Yeah, that is my homework, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. There's a picture downstairs in the corridor of you doing that. I'm going to take it home. Right, so Brenda and Denise are back with Jane and Gloria tomorrow. They're going to be joined by Denise's Corrie pal, Gabby Glaister. But before we go, we've got to mention something that happened earlier. Nadia spent the entire morning thinking that Denise had stolen her glasses. She was furious. And then she discovered that actually they have got the same pair. So there you go. They're our very own two Ronnies. So over to you two.
So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from her.
Good night.